You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, findings from a federal investigation into the shooting death of a suspect by a Miami police officer.
Also, Joplin is starting a new road construction project on 20th Street. We'll see how it's expected to minimize traffic and increase safety.
And the clouds have returned, showers and drizzle returning as we speak. A look at that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 a.m. on this finally Friday, February the 7th. And we're trucking right along through the month of February. So we had our free trial of spring. It just means the faster we get through this month, the faster we can get to spring. Then we can slow down.
Sounds like a plan.
Slow down just a bit and enjoy spring for 2 whole weeks or however long it lasts before the next thing you know, it's summer again.
Absolutely. Well, switching gears over to Joplin, the Joplin Eagles television program at Joplin High School, better known as Jet HD, prides itself on teaching students the ins and outs of broadcasting. One foreign exchange student in the program is from Tajikistan, a nation in Central Asia bordering China.
She's taking the opportunity to pursue her dream of being a news anchor in her home country, starting at the student news desk. KOAM Samantha Walker has the story.
I'm from a beautiful country of Tajikistan, full of mountains, rivers.
For Shiloh, or as her friends call her Shay, Joplin is afar, 7,000 miles away from home. But for the foreign exchange student, this is a dream come true.
Many people, they don't know about my country. That's the reason why I'm here in the United States. To share my culture, my history, my country, people.
Now she's working to better herself through her favorite subject.
I really like to improve my speaking skills, like communication skills. And I feel like this broadcasting class improves it a lot.
As part of her school's broadcast program, Shay is learning all about the world of journalism, something she hopes to make into a career.
I want to be a journalist in my home country, but speaking in English. If I talk in Tajik language and share the story in Tajik language, I grab 10 million people's attention who lives in Tajikistan. If I speak in English, I make many people can watch me.
Her teacher, Brad Douglas, says her determination to make this dream a reality is clear.
I only have her for a brief time, so I only have her for half a semester. So I'm cramming like 2 years of TV production and broadcasting, and she's picking it up right away. She's like a sponge.
Welcome to GHS Weekly. I'm Shahlo Ismoilova.
And I'm Alexander Ruprecht.
Shay has officially taken to the anchor desk, a dream she's always had.
Speaking in front of the camera and not using my native language, but English. I was so proud of myself because I made it. I came to in USA and started experiencing what I want to.
And despite the thousands of miles between them, her family is cheering her on.
I was an anchor here. They were so proud of me. My mother, she was so happy. Oh, your dreams are coming true. You're doing what you wanted to do. I'm so happy for you.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Well, Shay will return home at the end of the school year. Her teacher says he'll teach her as much as he can about the world of broadcasting before she leaves.
She seems to be picking it up pretty quick. I mean, she's doing a fantastic job. And it's great to see people still interested in journalism because these days with social media and TikTok and all the other stuff, it's easier to produce those YouTube shorts and the TikTok videos and things like that. But there's still still news to tell.
Great skills, and they're very transferable skills too. So even if you just want to learn more about it, I mean, it's great to know. Great to have.
You get great writing skills and things like that. And we're going to use some of those skills to tell you about the weather, and then Elise will use her skills to tell you about today's top stories. And we're going to start though with that look outside, and from downtown Pittsburgh, it is cloudy. It is, believe me. There, see, told you it was. I'm not lying to you. I don't have magical skills. That's the problem. But yeah, there's those clouds for you, downtown Pittsburgh. We're going to take a look now. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line. And guess what? It is cloudy there as well. And we're going to start to see drizzle. We're going to see showers. Skywatch Storm Tracker, it's very difficult to pick up on, but we are seeing a few showers parts of Jasper County and into northern Cherokee County out there. And that'll be the case through the day. Scattered drizzle, scattered showers. We'll have east winds gusting upwards of 25 miles an hour. They're already like that, and they'll continue like that through the day today. Temperatures, though, for just about everybody are going to level out this evening because tomorrow, south of a warm front, you're going to warm up a bit overnight. Others, you're going to stay right where you are overnight as a cold front pushes through tomorrow. Across the region right now, though, it is colder up north, warmer down south, which is traditionally how it goes. Every so often we've seen that reverse. We've got mid-30s, upper 30s, low 40s, mid-40s, upper 40s, but seasonably cold out there. Still, I'm already ready for spring. And after last weekend, I think all of us are because that was beautiful. But we got a ways to get there. We've got these showers to contend with today. We're going to have some drizzle out there. Highs today right around the mid-40s, and again, those gusty east winds. We do have the cold front tomorrow. We're going to talk about that. And then we have the snow chances next week. We're going to talk about that in detail here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Authorities charge a man in Lawrence County, Missouri with shooting an Amazon driver. A trooper responded to a report of a crash early Wednesday morning, according to a witness. The driver left Lawrence County Road west of Highway 97 and crashed her vehicle into a fence in a field. The driver was unresponsive and transported priority to an area hospital. Dispatch received a message from the hospital that the driver had a bullet lodged in her head. Investigators obtained video from Amazon that showed the victim driving, and as the vehicle came up the driveway to a home, the victim slumped over in the vehicle seat. Authorities contacted the home's owner, Thomas Coy, who they say admitted to shooting the victim with a pellet rifle and saw the vehicle crash into the fence. They say Coy also admitted going to the vehicle, taking the victim from the seat and laying her in the ditch. Authorities have charged Coy with felony assault and armed criminal action. Federal investigators have cleared a Miami, Oklahoma police officer involved in the shooting death of a burglary suspect. The shooting happened December 27th. Police were called to a disturbance at an apartment complex near C Southeast Street and First Avenue. They encountered 49-year-old Jason Wilkins, who they said carried a large metal spike. Police say they told Wilkins to drop his weapon, but that he charged toward one of the officers. At least one officer fired a shot, and Wilkins later died at the hospital. The officer involved had been on administrative leave since the shooting. Now a U.S. Attorney's Office has determined the shooting was justified. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Some Kansas lawmakers hoping to raise the state's minimum wage. Democrats in both the House and Senate have introduced bills to raise the state's minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to $15 an hour. In a post to social media supporting the proposal, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly said, quote, "There's no reason workers in Kansas should make less than workers in our surrounding states." The city of Joplin kicks off a road widening project on 20th Street. The purpose of the project is to minimize traffic and increase safety. KOAM's Melissa Alexis explains.
A lot of people from Kansas drive into Joplin on 20th Street.
The city of Joplin will soon begin road work for the widening of 20th Street. In addition to widening 20th Street to a 3-lane road, they'll also be adding roundabouts.
It'll be improved from 4-way stops to roundabouts.
This includes the 4-way stop at Country Club Road and the one at 20th and Central City Road.
Significant improvement in safety as well as handling the capacity during the peak times.
The city of Joplin will also be adding curbs and creating a shared use path for both bikes and pedestrians. The director of Public Works says one of the reasons behind it is pedestrian safety.
We do have pedestrian fatalities this last year. and we like to do everything we can to reduce that.
And he says current options for pedestrians on 20th Street are limited.
Along 20th Street, right now, you basically have the pavement and then it turns straight into a ditch. So having that ability for a pedestrian or a bicyclist to walk down that road, I think will add a lot to safety.
He says people who live near 20th Street will have no problems getting in or out of their homes due to the construction. And as for the businesses along 20th Street,
and we've already worked out with both of them how we're going to go about the process to interfere the least amount.
preparation for the roadwork kicked off this week with Liberty Utilities moving power poles. The city recommends people use 32nd Street while 20th is closed for construction, which will officially begin at the end of March. Reporting in Joplin, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
They're hoping to have the entire project complete by the summer of 2026. And those are our top news stories this half hour coming up next. But on your dancing shoes, Barry Linduff joins us in the studio this morning with an invitation to Dancing with the Quapaw Stars. If you're into dancing and helping students, then you need to look into Dancing with the Quapaw Stars. We have Barry Linduff, one of the organizers, with us this morning to share how the proceeds for this event go to help students in their area. Good morning.
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course, happy to have you with us. So for those who might not know, what is Dancing with the Quapaw Stars?
So Dancing with Quapaw Stars is an event that takes place at Quapaw Public Schools. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m., the doors open. Tickets are $15, $10 for students.
Yes.
And what it is all those proceeds go to benefit things like after prom, backpack programs, scholarships. Because, you know, at the end of the day, Waffle House can surcharge 50 cents on eggs because everything's going up. Public schools cannot. And so we're using this as an opportunity for you to come out, enjoy some dancing, interact with the community, and raise a little money.
How about that? Yeah. Well, this is your second year doing this.
Yeah.
I thought
for sure they would not do it again after last year, but it was such a success. We're doing it again.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Talk to me from last year too and going into this year. How have you seen the students really embrace this? And just talk to me about that.
That part has been cool because last year, you know, was the first year. We really didn't know what we were getting into, and we just kind of threw it all together.
Yes.
Great success. We raised over $22,000.
That's incredible.
For the schools, and so we're looking to top it this year. So this year we know where the bar's at, and so this year after engaging with some of the students and some of the organizers, you know, we've got to top that. So, you know, choreographed routines, you know, outfit changes, you know, and the dessert auction, which is probably one of the bigger items that people love. You know, we're pulling out all the stops. We've got the Chiefs cookies, go Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
And that, so it's just such a fun night, and when you can have fun and raise money and be about community, I mean, that is really a win-win. Especially
involving those kids, those students, I'm sure will make, you know, all the difference for them too. It's tomorrow. Talk to me about the time, location, ticket prices.
That's right. Like I said, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. the doors open, Quapaw Public School Gym. You can check it out on Facebook. City of Quapaw Boosters has all the information on that. $15 general admission, $10 for students, and come bring your dollars. We're going to be voting with your dollars for the dancers and different dance routines. And like I said, the dessert auction is one of the highlights of the event. And of course, we're going to feed you spaghetti red and all that. Like I said, it's a great event, good cause, raising money. What more could you ask for?
Absolutely. And if people can't make it and they still want to contribute, where can they do so?
So you can go to Facebook, check out that City of Quapaw Booster Club. There's a Venmo link. Just click on it, donate, and you know, your money's going to go to a good cause.
Absolutely. Well, Barry, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Good luck on the event tomorrow. It sounds like it's going to be a blast. Stick around. We'll be right back.
There we go. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 7:18 now on this Friday morning, and we're going to start again with the future track where we're going to have the clouds. We already have the clouds, and then we're going to have drizzle. We're going to have showers, and that'll be the thing for at least the next, it'll be 32 hours-ish or so, I'd want to say, because this will continue into tomorrow as well for us. So here's those showers. Now, we have a cold front that's going to be pushing through tomorrow. Depending on its exact location, we're going to have showers across the region again tomorrow morning, but I am drawing a very poor line right here. If you are north of this line, roughly, you're probably going to settle back in low 40s later today and then just simply really not move much at all overnight tonight into tomorrow. However, if you're south of that line, winds are going to shift out of the south ahead of this front. They'll be gusting and it'll bring in warmer air. So as a matter of fact, for our southern counties, the temperatures will rise overnight tonight into tomorrow morning ahead of this front. And then once it pushes through, which it will do so, it'll be through the area by noon, should be pushing through between 10 and 11. Winds will shift out of the north for everyone. They'll be gusty. Now again, your temperatures here where you started the day pretty chilly, you're not going to move. So your neighbors that started warmer than you though are going to see those temperatures gradually drop, and eventually they will be just as cold as you are. But again, the good news is, at least initially, these areas, low 40s into southeast Kansas and our northern counties, you're really not going to move much. And the other good news is the temperatures won't plummet behind this front, but it will get colder. Now, colder air, though, is setting the stage for next week's business and what we're looking at here. So through Monday, we're looking at that possibility of a wintry mix, maybe some sleet, maybe a little bit of freezing rain, and that'll continue into our Tuesday. So this is what we're talking about. 32 in Joplin by Tuesday at 5. Future Track reads the precipitation data at a certain elevation in the atmosphere. It's showing rain. So that's where that freezing rain situation could come from. Then we've got snow out there. Monday into Tuesday, that system looks to be not as big of a deal as the one that's going to happen later in the week. It's not to say we're not going to see some kind of wintry precipitation accumulations Monday into Tuesday, but it's not expected to be as potentially significant as the one Wednesday into Thursday. So our temperatures will be much colder across the region, which means the majority of what we see will be wintry precipitation, should be snow, honestly, and it will continue through the day on to Wednesday into the first half of our Thursday before it clears on out. Now, with that said, it's still a matter of the track on this system. So this computer model believes that that system on Thursday will track further south. So this is also, I want to emphasize, a combination of what happens Monday into Tuesday all the way through Thursday evening. And it's got heavy snow amounts even further south now. It's got the region in a 4 to 8 inch zone of snowfall totals by Thursday evening. Now, another computer model looking at the same data, and you can see if you watch Monday, Tuesday, not much happens. It's Thursday where we see better opportunities. It has snow totals across the area from 1 to 4 inches. So we'll see what happens. I do again think that by Thursday evening, I think we're going to have some kind of snowfall across the area. The entire region. It's just a matter of the exact track of this system and how much we'll end up with. So something we want to keep an eye on. Mid-40s today, mid-50s for some of us tomorrow, low 40s otherwise. Colder on Sunday. Here comes that much colder air next week, and there's that wintry weather stuff coming up as well. Could even see a wintry mix next Saturday. So a couple of rounds of wintry stuff possible next week, maybe even 3. Let's check your forecast. We'll be back with more right after this.
Well, a chocolate factory teaches more than how to make the delicious treat. It can teach students about patience and teamwork.
Fox's Victoria Saha is in Las Vegas with more.
Amelia and Mason are hard at work. It takes a lot of patience and attention to make these peanut butter balls and pack them up.
And I never thought I'd get to learn.
And learning is exactly what 18-year-old Mason Kevorkian is doing at Sugar and Spice with the help of owner Sherry Long.
You got it. Fold those in and then just push this down. My classroom just morphed into a commercial kitchen, and it's still a learning environment.
An environment the former teacher focuses on being inclusive, bringing in those who aged out of the foster care system and young adults with intellectual disabilities.
Okay, and then you guys can start with the trays. They need the constant pat on the back and feel confident and make a living for yourself is the ultimate goal.
Goals that can be achieved with basic job skills.
We help them with the work experience factor as far as arriving on time, asking for help. In this kitchen, they're learning food handling.
And these two are handling things like a pro.
If I forget, I can just remember what I was learning here. And so I wouldn't forget if I work at an actual job.
They even showed me a thing or two.
How important is teamwork? Very important. It helps you grow stronger, be more efficient.
How do you guys think you'll react if you see these out in the stores?
I'll just say, oh, I made those.
And of course, you have to enjoy the fruit of your labor.
You guys are good.
Victoria Saha, Fox 5 News, Local, Las Vegas.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's got to be a lot of fun to
That'd be
be
so
able to make
fun.
chocolate. Yeah. And it's the patience. You know, you want to make sure you
Right.
do it just right.
Just
you don't
right.
want to rush that. There's certain things you certainly do not want to rush.
Absolutely. Well, coming up, a local pageant title holder is using her platform to help children in Northeast Oklahoma.
And we'll have another look at that cloudy and showery forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:29. I'm Elise Snowy. Well, starting high school can be scary, but the McDonald County School District is trying to help make the transition seamless. Yesterday, nearly 250 8th grade students from across this district toured McDonald County High School. The experience is designed to help incoming freshmen learn more about the academic, extracurricular, and social opportunities available to them.
And they get an opportunity to see the classes that we offer. One of my favorite parts about 8th grade tours is they actually get to talk with our athletic director, have a little Q&A question and answer session with him to find out about our athletic program. They get to spend the whole day here.
Students were also able to visit classrooms and meet with teachers and other staff, so the high school will seem a bit more familiar. And it's been a fun Chiefs season for shoppers at Wayside Furniture in Joplin. The owner has been giving refunds based on Chiefs wins and by how many points. In December, more than 140 customers got refunds for Christmas after the Chiefs beat the Steelers by more than 12 points. Out of the Super Bowl, he made the same deal, but the Chiefs have to win by 14 or more. Now let's head over to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Got cloudy skies out there, which you can see downtown Pittsburgh. We don't have any drizzle, at least not yet visible on the camera, but we're going to have drizzle. We're going to have showers throughout the day today. Cloudy skies, MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin as well. Again, roads here at this point are dry, but shower chances will continue to increase as we go through the day. Now, they're still going to be scattered. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be rain everywhere all at once, but we will have to contend with some showers, and they will last again throughout the day today. And we'll also have gusty east winds out there as well. They're already gusting out of the east, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to keep doing that, pushing about 25, maybe even 30 miles an hour at times. Colder up north, warmer down south. It's traditional. Again, every so often we've seen that reversed, but not the case today. We got mid-30s and upper 30s, and we get to the low to mid 40s, and then we get to the mid to upper 40s a little further south. So chilly, but seasonably chilly out there. Cloudy skies, showers, drizzle here and there, temperatures right around the mid-40s. Now, we have a cold front tomorrow, and that's going to play havoc with how our temperatures go through tonight into tomorrow. And then we have that wintry weather business that wants to show up next week as well. We'll go over all of that with you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, see you soon. A woman from Miami, Oklahoma is making waves in pageantry and at New York Fashion Week this week. But her true focus is right here in the 4 states advocating for children's safety. I had the chance to speak with her and learn her story.
Behind the gowns, the crown, and the spotlight, there's a young woman with a purpose. Anna Maria Thomas is using her pageant platform for something far more meaningful.
I feel very passionate about helping abused and neglected kids.
Anna Maria works at the Children's Advocacy Center in Ottawa County, helping neglected and abused children. She's combining her experience in advocacy with her pageant titles to bring awareness of child abuse to her community, something Children's Advocacy Center Director Leslie Bissell says is crucial.
Last year alone, I believe we saw 206 kids just in Ottawa County. So a lot of people, might think that we don't have many cases that come through here, but we actually do. That's a great number for our county. It's huge.
Because I'm in pageants, I'm in a very specific position to also be a child advocate. Because if I show up somewhere, a classroom or a daycare, even a community event, and I'm wearing like a sparkly sash and a sparkly tiara, they're going to want to come talk to me, and they're going to want to listen to what I have to say.
To expand her impact, Anna Maria created an initiative designed to educate and empower children.
She started this project. It's called the SAFE Project.
It stands for speak, advocate, facilitate, and educate. And speak, if you see something, say something. Advocate for one another. Advocate for the children in the community. They don't need to be your own. It can be any of them. Facilitate an environment where children feel that they can trust you and come to you if something is wrong. And then educate teachers, parents, caregivers, and the children themselves about the proper ways to go about body safety and consent when a child, 3. Unfortunately, they may be too young to understand, but that doesn't mean that's not happening to them.
The SAFE project is just one way Anna Maria continues to inspire people in Ottawa County.
Anyone can go out there and set these goals and achieve it, even in a small town like this. And two completely different, I'm a child advocate and I work child abuse and sex crimes, but I also am model and I have pageants and I go to New York and I get to do all this stuff. There's no reason we can't have both. You can stand strongly and still say, I'm enough and I feel secure enough in myself that I can do both and still advocate for both and bring betterment to my community by using the platforms that have been given to me.
Anna Maria plans to bring the SAFE project to daycares and classrooms across Ottawa County. For more information, you can visit our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. It's Friday, and that means Shannon Becker joins us with his big 3 stories of the week.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 7:37, almost 7:38 on this Friday morning, and we are going to begin with the future track for today. So we talked about the drizzle, the showers, okay? Just because you don't have a green splotch over you today doesn't necessarily mean you won't see drizzle. It doesn't show up on radar, will not really show up on the future track, but we'll have these showers continuing. Now, I wanted to talk about temperatures and the little ride we're going to take, similar to a couple of days ago. We have a cold front, though it's going to be coming in tomorrow morning. So what's going to happen is, and I'm going to draw this very poorly with my arm here, okay? This line all about right here, okay? If you're north of it, that cold front will very likely already be either on your back door or pushing through. So your temperatures by 5 o'clock this evening, for example, Yates Center, Chanute, Fredonia, Fort Scott, Nevada, will very likely not change much overnight tonight into tomorrow. If you are south of that point, believe it or not, your temperatures will begin to rise a bit overnight. That's because we're going to get a south wind building in overnight ahead of that front. So here's that front approximately. So see what I was saying? Chanute, Fort Scott, Nevada, temperatures didn't really move much, but down to the south, temperatures warming a bit. You'll have a south wind gusting to about 25 miles an hour. It'll bring in warmer air briefly tomorrow morning. On the backside, north winds are going to pick up, gusting to 25, and we'll have showers once again through the first half of our Saturday. Once we get that front pushed through, so by noon it is through the area. You folks up here where it's already cold, the good news is you're not going to get any colder during the day, but those of you who are warm down to the south, your temperatures will gradually drop, and eventually we're all going to be into the upper 30s and low 40s by Saturday evening. Then we go into next week, and we're going to talk about that snow and business and everything. So again, this future track is looking at precipitation types based on temperature at certain heights within the atmosphere. So while it shows Joplin, yes, at 32, it shows rain because high enough it'll be rain. So as we go into Monday and Tuesday, we are looking at possibility of some sleet, some freezing rain as a possibility on top of the snow as well. Now the thing is, the Monday into Tuesday system, because we're looking at 2, maybe even 3 systems all within a single week. The Monday into Tuesday one doesn't look to be very long-lived, doesn't look to be producing a lot. We're going to get some minor accumulations, I think, but I don't think it's going to be significant enough to cause panic. The issue will really be with any ice accumulations on bridges and overpasses. Then as we go Wednesday into Thursday, another system rolls through. Our air temperatures should be cold enough throughout the day that we will primarily see just wintry precipitation, and most of that will be snow. The question is how far south does this system go as we go into Wednesday and Thursday? This computer model does believe that system may sink a little further south as we go into Thursday. So remember, this is a combination of Tuesday and then the Thursday system, okay? So we're looking by Thursday evening anywhere from 4 to almost 8 inches of snow out there across a good portion of the region. The other computer model is a little more conservative. It thinks that the system may stay a little further north, but compared to yesterday, it has brought these totals up a bit, and it's brought the system a little further south. We had just a dusting down south of I-44. Now we're looking at maybe 1 to 4 inches. All of this, I guarantee you, is going to be different 12 hours from now. It's going to be different 24 hours from now. But we have a lot to look forward, or not to look forward to necessarily, but we have a lot we got to keep an eye on over the next several days, and we'll, of course, keep you updated as we get a little closer. But just make sure you've got plans in place, especially as we head into the second half of next week for that potential for maybe some school closings. All right, mid-40s today. Mid-50s for some tomorrow, low 40s for others, and then low 40s Sunday. Temperatures dropping well below normal next week. We get that wintry weather in, and then, Saturday. That's the third potential system that could come in, bringing us a few showers and maybe even a bit of a wintry mix as well. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Stories of the week. Good morning, Shannon. How are you this morning?
I'm well. And you?
I'm well as well. Thank
A
you.
little windy out there.
It is.
Hold on to your toupees, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. If you drive a small car.
Right.
Let's take a look at the big 3 stories this week. What's happening where you live, live and local. It was a week ago. A man who owns the Route 66 Coin Laundry. Actually, we were here when it actually happened.
Yes.
A shooting occurred. It was a burglary in progress the owner came upon, and the man had previously broke into the store.
Oh, really?
And had stolen keys. So he obviously had the
Yes.
access. Well, the store owner had a firearm, and it was wrestled out of his hands, and then the store owner was shot with his own weapon. Charges are filed. Man is now in custody. More details on our website. Our number 2 story, this is one that is developing, one that you're probably talking about this morning in the morning show. An Amazon driver, day before yesterday in Lawrence County, sort of rural Pierce City and Wentworth. Amazon driver was found laying beside a vehicle. At first it was thought to be a crash.
Sure.
But more investigation, they realized it had been a shooting. The female driver of that Amazon van was taken to Mercy Joplin. I understand the prognosis is not good at all. They did locate a man who's now confessed to shooting the driver. He lived at the location. He's confessed to removing the driver from the vehicle and placing her in the ditch.
Alongside the vehicle right after that crash? Okay.
So he's charged with felony assault currently, but if she doesn't live, obviously the charges will be upgraded.
Yes.
It's a very, very sad story. Our number 1 story, KOAM News Now, what's most talked about. This was a discovery of a body.
Yes.
I don't know, you weren't here, 2019, Aubrey Dameron went missing from Grove, Oklahoma. OSBI investigating along with the Oklahoma Medical Examiner's Office. The human remains have been identified as Aubrey Dameron. She's 25 years old when she went missing in 2019. They were found in Cardin, Oklahoma, just off the road there, the former town of Cardin, which is Pitcher. It's all kind of fenced off now.
Yes.
Only a few roads are open, and this is one of those roads. We do wish her family our deepest condolences.
6 years.
Yes.
Wow.
And then our bonus story of the week. It's time to get wet, wild, and cold.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
This is really a fun tradition.
Yes.
The Southeast Kansas Polar Plunge. I know you talked to Sergeant Chris this week, Chris Moore from the Pittsburgh Police Department. He will help everyone tomorrow get organized and jump into the water. What you do, you raise money and then you jump into the plunge, or you can jump and then raise money, whichever. It's not too late to join a team or to register a team.
Oh, look at them.
Yeah. It's really fun.
It really is.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not going to be like bitterly cold
Oh,
out there.
it will be. Oh, it will be horrible. Well, I think the water last year was like, I don't know, 40 degrees. It was super chilly.
But for a good cause,
yeah,
you know.
Exactly. And the Army has some tents there set up so people can change and stuff. There's also heaters in them. It doesn't last a long time. I mean, they're only in the water probably less than 30 seconds, but it sure is fun. A lot of people dress up. They've got a lot of different prizes, and it's of course all for a good cause for Special Olympics Kansas.
Absolutely. Well, Shannon, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Happy to have you in here as always. Stick around. We'll be right back. Well, it's never too late to try something new. Just ask a ball boy for the Dallas Open tennis tournament, or should we say ball man.
Richard Solomon has the story.
At the Dallas Open, it's a game of chess, where young tennis players fight to be number one. But look just past them, and you'll see something that might catch your eye.
What we want to be is invisible.
Ball people are normally in their teams, but for Tony Downer,
You might imagine as like one of the only gray-haired ball people, they tend to remember who I am.
He's a 66-year-old ball boy.
People say, oh, age is just a number. Let me tell you, it helps to have a orthopedic, because I'm dealing with a titanium hip right now.
And he's wearing his age well.
I've done the last 9 U.S. Opens, and I did the 3 New York Opens when this tournament was in New York.
Mr. Downer started volunteering for the U.S. Open in 2016.
So I said to myself, okay, when my schedule frees up and I'm beginning my retirement, I got some unfinished business to attend to.
A passion for the sport he loves, Downer is one of 80 folks selected.
You have to be at least 12, and then the other age, we don't know. I guess we pushed it out.
Jim Mortcat is the ball kid coordinator. He says Tony, he's leaving an unforgettable mark on the kids.
The experienced person can teach the younger people or the newer people to the job. So, and that's really what he's doing.
And if you take anything away from Tony,
Really encourage anybody who is a fan of the sport, who's got a sense of adventure and perhaps a little inner Peter Pan, to go ahead and explore.
You can always try new things at any age.
Hey, you're never too old to do anything that you so desire, all right?
Yes.
You know, it's really, that's it.
Yeah,
Do
really cool
whatever
to
you
see.
want. Yeah, and inspiring those kids too. Be like, hey, you know, they can do this now, go do something later, and when they get older and they just want something else to keep them busy, they can go right back to it no matter what their age is.
Absolutely.
Well, it is going to be an interesting day across the... What is that? There was something flying away or flying around. All right, we've got showers, we got drizzle, we got clouds. We can show you the future track as we head into the afternoon hours out there. We'll also have gusty east winds and, again, these scattered showers. Now, we'll have that front coming through tomorrow, and that will eventually bring us more showers and ultimately colder air. Those north of this front, or behind the front really, will be a little cooler. It's hanging out in the upper 30s, low 40s. If you're ahead of the front, then temperatures will rise overnight tonight ahead of that front with south winds, gusty south winds. And then as that front pushes through tomorrow morning, the rain showers will clear out and the temperatures will fall back behind that for those that were warmer. Now, those that are behind the front and already chilly tomorrow morning, the good news is you don't have to worry about that. You're not going to get any colder out there. And then, of course, as we've talked about, we're still going to keep an eye on next week. We have a system Monday into Tuesday that could bring us a wintry mix, maybe some snow, sleet, freezing rain. And then we're looking at that other system as we go Wednesday into Thursday that could bring a little more snowfall to the area. So a lot to keep an eye on next week. On top of that, regardless of what kind of precipitation we get or how much we get, it's going to be very cold next week as well. That's a quick check of your forecast. We'll be back with another look at that, plus the news you need to know right after this.
Well, here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Authorities charge a man in Lawrence County, Missouri with shooting an Amazon driver. The driver left Lawrence County Road west of Highway 97 and crashed her vehicle into a fence in a field. The driver was unresponsive and transported priority to an area hospital. Dispatch received a message from the hospital that the driver had a bullet lodged in her head. The home's owner, Thomas Coy, admitted to shooting the victim with a pellet rifle and also admitted going to the vehicle, taking the victim from the seat and laying her in the ditch. Authorities have charged Coy with felony assault and armed criminal action. Well, federal investigators have cleared a Miami, Oklahoma police officer involved in the shooting, the death of a burglary suspect that happened December 27th. Police were called to a disturbance at an apartment complex near C Southeast Street and First Avenue. They encountered 49-year-old Jason Wilkins, who they said carried a large metal spike. Police told Wilkins to drop his weapon, but that he charged toward one of the officers. At least one officer fired a shot, and Wilkins later died at the hospital. A U.S. Attorney's office has determined the shooting was justified. Some Kansas lawmakers hoping to raise the state's minimum wage. Democrats in both the House and Senate have introduced bills to raise the state's minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to $15 an hour. In a post to social media supporting the proposal, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly said, quote, "There's no reason workers in Kansas should make less than workers in our surrounding areas."
And we've got ourselves another day of this. The showers, the drizzles, and the cloud cover. Temperatures eventually creeping up to right around the mid-40s. East winds gusting to 25. We'll have temperatures for some of us increasing overnight. Others, they're just going to kind of level out in the upper 30s and low 40s tonight. More showers on the way. More showers in the first part of our day on Saturday. A cold front comes through. Ahead of the front, low to mid-50s for highs. Behind the front, low to mid-40s for highs. And then we all get chilly tomorrow night. Watching the possibility possibility of that wintry weather next week. All forms of wintry weather are possible, but the chances for some potentially more significant winter weather look to be next Wednesday and Thursday, but a lot to keep an eye on.
Yes, absolutely. Well, now couples can say I do while chowing down on chalupas. Taco Bell Cantina is helping lovebirds tie the knot with a wedding package at its location on the Las Vegas Strip. A wedding chapel is on the second floor of the fast food restaurant.
Taco Bell's chapel features an Elvis officiant, a Vegas showgirls, and a sauce packet bouquet. And of course, tacos are also included in the $777 price.
Well, there you go. Okay?
Taco Bell weddings can be booked same day with at least 4 hours of notice. Boy,
just 4 hours. How about that?
Oh man, you know,
fast food, fast wedding.
Yeah, exactly. Probably the marriage will be just as fast.
Oh.
I don't know.
You never know.
Well, that's it for now. We'll maybe be back at noon. Have a great day.